Imagine this. You were living in the late 1500s on the edge of the unknown world. A group of English settlers sets out to establish the very first permanent colony in the New World. They land on a mysterious island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. They build homes, they farm the land, they raise children. And then, one day, they are gone. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no explanation. Just a single word carved into a tree: CROATOAN. This is the story of the lost colony of Roanoke, America's creepiest unsolved mystery. The tale begins in 1585, when Sir Walter Raleigh, under the blessing of Queen Elizabeth I, sponsored expeditions to the New World. His goal was to expand the English Empire, establish a strategic base, and, of course, find riches. After an initial failed attempt, a second expedition was launched in 1587, this time carrying over 100 men, women, and children. Unlike the previous mission, which was mostly soldiers, this group came to settle permanently. They wanted to build homes, raise families, and create a new life across the ocean. Roanoke Island, located near present-day North Carolina, was chosen as their settlement site. It seemed promising: fertile land, good defensive position, and access to the sea. Houses were built, relationships with local tribes were attempted, and life in the colony began. But problems quickly appeared. Supplies were running low, the environment was harsher than expected, and tensions with Native American tribes escalated. The governor of the colony, John White, soon realized they couldn't survive without help. In August 1587, he sailed back to England to gather fresh supplies. He left behind his family, including his own newborn granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the very first English child born in the Americas. White promised the settlers that he would return quickly, but fate had other plans. England was soon caught in a massive conflict with Spain, including the threat of the Spanish Armada. Every ship and sailor was needed for the war effort. White's supply mission was delayed again and again. What was supposed to be a few months turned into 3 long years. It wasn't until 1590 that John White finally managed to return to Roanoke. When White and his men arrived at the island, they expected to find a struggling but surviving colony. Instead, they were met with silence. The settlement was deserted. Houses had been dismantled, personal belongings were gone. There were no signs of battle, no bodies, no graves. It was as if the settlers had simply vanished into thin air. The only clue? A single word carved into a tree: CROATOAN. Another carving, crow, was found on a tree nearby. John White believed this was a message left by the colonists, indicating they had relocated to CROATOAN Island, today known as Hatteras Island, where a friendly Native American tribe lived. But bad weather and dwindling supplies prevented White from searching CROATOAN thoroughly. He returned to England, never to see his family again. The fate of the Roanoke colonists became one of history's greatest mysteries.
For over 400 years, historians and archaeologists have tried to solve the puzzle of Roanoke. Many theories have emerged. Absorbed by native tribes. The most widely accepted theory is that the settlers integrated with nearby tribes, such as the Croatan or Hatteras people. This would explain why some later reports described Native Americans with European features, light eyes, or knowledge of English customs. Starvation and death. Others believe the settlers may have succumbed to famine, disease, or harsh weather, leaving no survivors to tell the tale. But if that were the case, where are the bodies? Why dismantle the homes so carefully? Spanish attack. Some historians suspect that Spain, then at war with England, may have discovered and destroyed the colony to weaken England's foothold in the New World. Yet no Spanish records confirm such an action. supernatural and paranormal theories. Over time, Roanoke's mystery has fueled darker ideas, alien abductions, curses, even witchcraft. These explanations may sound far-fetched, but they keep the legend alive in popular culture. Throughout the centuries, tantalizing pieces of evidence have surfaced. Reports from the 1600s mention tribes with gray eyes and advanced farming techniques unfamiliar to Native Americans, suggesting English influence. In the 1700s, English explorers encountered native communities claiming descent from white ancestors. Archaeological digs in modern times on Hatteras Island have uncovered European tools, weapons, and jewelry that may have belonged to the Roanoke colonists. In 2012, researchers discovered a hidden patch on an old map made by John White himself. Underneath the patch was the symbol of a fort, suggesting the colonists may have moved inland. Excavations in that area found pottery and European items from the 16th century, fueling the theory that at least some colonists survived and merged with local tribes. The mystery of Roanoke has never been fully solved, and maybe that's why it continues to fascinate us. Humans crave closure, but here is a story without an ending. A colony that seemed to vanish overnight. Families, children, entire lives gone, leaving behind only one single haunting word: CROATOAN. For Americans, the story is especially powerful. Roanoke was supposed to be the beginning of English life in the New World. Instead, it became a ghost story, etched into the nation's history. Today, the tale of the lost colony inspires books, movies, TV shows, and endless theories online. It is remembered not as the birthplace of America, but as one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. So, what do you think really happened at Roanoke? Were the settlers absorbed by tribes, wiped out by war, or did something far stranger take place? The truth may never be known, but one thing is certain. The story of the lost colony remains one of the creepiest and most enduring mysteries in American history.